Beware Maria. Maria talks about music, about education, about psychology and art, about sex and gender roles, about meaning and purpose, about things that are fun or interesting and can relate to each other. Maria has conversations with herself and with others, and she finds it a bit odd to talk about herself in the third person. Just beware and think about it. Welcome to episode 34, the episode where I tell you what I did last weekend when I've been in the south of England for a photo shoot, a very interesting project on male vulnerability. The project is called The Embrace, and the concept is to produce a series of images of men being hugged and being held. And the rationale between is, many men can be cuddly and they can enjoy letting themselves go in the arms of others. But male social conditioning has socialized boys and men to be strong, to be leaders, to be more emotionally detached than women for many centuries. This only makes sense since men used to go to war and had to kill people and had to be possibly more emotionally detached, but we're not there today, even if there's still wars. There are reasons for which traditionally men were risen to be providers and become potential warriors in case a country or a town was attacked. It made sense that since childhood they were brought up to be more aggressive, more impenetrable than girls, more disconnected from their own emotions, because there were a number of things that they might have to do for which they would have to overcome their own feelings as a way to protect the community. And with regards to that, I recommend you a book that is called What It Is Like to Go to War by Karl Marlantes. He talks extensively about this. But things are changing in many ways. We still hear man up, grow a pair and stuff of the kind. What does it mean? Men are still socially influenced not to become overly and overtly vulnerable or emotional because a sector of society still considers that this is not socially acceptable. And this many times leads to men not being able to ask for support when they need it, especially when it's psychological support. So many men have a longing for being able to express themselves in a different way and to be able to show themselves vulnerable. And this is what the Embrace is doing. We got the amazing photographer CP Sale, a Fotografia Benedito, which is CP is his nickname, Benedito is his name, and Candide, portraying these aspects of male vulnerability, male social conditioning, and the desire to be held. And a lot of fabulous volunteers, men and women, who have volunteered to join these shootings of men being held, in the majority in a maternal way by women. So this project has been originated after reflections and studies that Candide had been elaborating over a period of 2 years, holding people and experiencing and writing about it, and then listening to the stories that she has heard from people, the reasons for looking for this kind of activity, and many conversations with men of any sexual orientation over the way they grew up, their desires, their needs over the years. So the project has just begun, is in the stage of doing the shootings. When we finish the shootings, that is going to be like around 18 images with 18 different stories. We are going to look where to do an exhibition about it, and hopefully some performing art too. So this is really exciting, and I want you to hear the testimonials of some of the people who were there on the first day of shooting. But first, a bit of music with the new mystical troubadours, the masculine, how's it called? The Masculine Prairies Index. We are here with, sorry, your name?
Alexandra.
Alexandra's going to make a question.
Yeah, I'm just curious around how you felt upon seeing the image that you just did in that shoot. I mean, when you viewed it, when you witnessed it, you as the model, yeah.
Just calming effect. I think peaceful is the word that just springs to mind. I think just really peaceful, calming feeling, quite soothing, just nice. Yeah.
Healing. Yeah, healing, right?
I think so. Is it
Healing,
was it a good feeling to pose, or
yeah.
intimidating, or?
Surprisingly quite comfortable. Felt like I was taking a nap, so I was like, okay.
So lovely. That's my favourite.
Thank you, Lee. I asked our model Max how he relates to the kind of images he was portraying of being held.
Yeah, especially at home. In my upbringing, I can't speak for anyone else's upbringing, but my upbringing, it's very sort of straight-laced. I would say yes. Yeah. I don't know what else to elaborate on that, apart from that there have been moments where I wanted to say stuff, but I know I can interpret the reaction of you have to just like get on and do it. Like you have to get on and do it. There's no any use getting emotional about the things. So like discouragement of emotion in a family setting is something I've experienced quite a lot.
Do you think you experienced it more as a man than if you were a woman, or similar?
It's hard to tell, really. I can only speak from my own experience, but I'd say, sometimes males can find it difficult to discuss things like relationships, because they know that you have to, again, have this mentality of not really opening up to your friends or your family about relationships in that deepness of a connective way as women can, I think. And sorry about the waffle, but yeah.
I'm here with Mike now, and I'm asking Mike, have you ever felt under pressure either not to express yourself in some sides of yourself, or not to be able to rely or show vulnerability because you're a man?
Well, I think it's a question of, sometimes it's a question of not necessarily being a man, but just knowing how the other person's react. For some people, you just know it's no good saying anything because they're not going to react very well. They'll react very badly to things, even if it's just mundane items. So you learn something I learned young, is basically to bite my tongue at times. Things going a little bit not to plan and playing happy family. So when you get that sort of circumstances, it tends to mess with what people call the normal family norm. But basically now the family norm is a bit more fluid, with people being divorced, couples remarrying, and then you're having various families. It's probably a little bit better, but obviously when I was growing up it was like a little bit more, you just don't talk about that sort of, you don't talk about certain things, just don't get talked about. And also growing up in a more conservative country than the UK, certain things basically weren't discussed. So it's like you end up developing your own ideas. You're going, no, they may say that, but basically, no, it doesn't sit well with me. So you just have to go in, no, you can't actually go and say no to things, because you're just going to end up taking shit for it, basically.
We thought that it would be just a good and beautiful idea to do this. That's how artists are. That's how Benitito is. And it shows something that is seldom shown, but very real, because it tells real stories of people with artistic images and being held. And try going to Google men being held or men being embraced, and see how very few images of that are out there online. We also think that there is a lot of lack of human touch in the world, and specifically in this country, and this has been aggravated by the sequels of COVID pandemic. It is hard to touch or be held by anyone where you're isolated, and we would like to highlight these too. So as a contrast with the images that the project presents, we would like to present something that is visually interesting and also put over the table something to reflect about that is of concern. And just because of that and the lack of touch and the need for hugs, I found this amazing piece that I like very much from the Freak Fandango Orchestra that is called The Hug.
To my heart, and the only thing I need, and the only thing I wish. I don't know what happened with my fucking bony hands. Everything I touched turned to ashes in the end. When the only thing I want, and the only thing I wish is a hug. Just one hug. Oh, a hug. Just one hug. Oh, a hug, a hug, a hug. When the only thing I need and the only thing I want, I'm thinking seriously to put a finger up my nose and end with the life of solitude and lust. When the only thing I want and the only thing I wish is a hug. Just one hug. Oh, a hug. Just one hug.